Hello, hope this is reaching you well. So after the quite a while of the hiatus, basically we're coming back to you, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hopefully doing 2 to 3 videos per week, giving you updates of what's happening in the space. And I'm going to really spend some time over the next few weeks, few months, to really double down and discuss on what's happening in terms of the prediction markets. I think this is a very evolving space. We are probably another three to 6 months of this cycle, then I believe it's over. And we have to obviously be prepared for the bear market. And there's one specific area that I believe that will stand the test of time, irrespective of what happens within crypto, is the prediction markets. So I think the prediction market has really come to the center of focus because of what happened last year in America in terms of the elections. So there's a lot of demand that people are placing bets in terms of yes or no's of certain who's going to be the next nominee, who's going to be the president, and so on and so forth. So it really gained a lot of recognition because of that, based on Polymarket. And I think a lot of people thought post-election that volume would subside, and I think it has. But there's been a bit of a resurgence that's taken place where it's scaled beyond just politics and it's moved towards other facets, i.e. sports, crypto, geopolitics, tech, culture, and so on and so forth. And what's one interesting thing is that with the meme coins that we've seen over the last year and a half in crypto, meme coin traders generally, 99% of meme coin traders lose net over a long period of time. But if you take a look at where we are regarding the prediction markets in general with all markets, this is Polymarket accounts with positive versus negative P&L, all markets. So 73.7% of prediction market traders lose, 26.3% win positive net, which is really good, to be honest. And this is based on a 1.2 million account, so it's quite a good size based on the survey, right, for the stats. For the top non-sports markets, it's even better. So if you basically eliminate sports out of the category, if you take that out of the equation, with a similar sample size of close to circa a million, you have 48.7% people that lose, 51.3% that win. So this is actually giving you a chance, right? This is giving you opportunity to be able to actually make money. And one thing we see now, that the two main markets that we have within prediction markets is Polymarket and Kalshi. Kalshi has really gained a lot of recognition of late. I think they've raised funding. I think valuation is about maybe $2 billion valuation at the moment. So they're really making some strategic moves. Polymarket has, I think, brought on as a part of the board, I think Donald Trump Jr., they've made a considerable investment in Polymarket as well. So you can see there's this alignment with the government, especially with the US, that are taking big bets within the company in terms of long-term direction. I don't think this is going to abate. I think we're going to see some massive growth within this space. If you take a look at the long-term trajectory of forecast, right now it's stated that you're going to see about 1,000% growth in terms of the demand for prediction markets from where we are today to the next 10 years. So that's a phenomenal move that we see that's happening and that will obviously take place. So when there's a new innovation or something new that's taken place within the market, you cannot be closed to that. You have to really be open. So what we're going to do is, so this is Polymarket, this is Kalshi. I'll add these links in the description. Kalshi, in terms of the total volume comparison, we have seen that with prediction market, there was about daily volume, about 15 million daily volume, compared to the meme coins is literally nearly a billion, right? So, there's a 20x and then a 20x difference in terms of the volume. And I believe this is actually going to catch up. I think there's going to be a massive growth in prediction markets because it's not purely just focused on crypto, right? It transcends different topics, different areas, genres, and so on and so forth. So it appeals to those that are not just D-Den traders, those that are within cryptos, people outside that as well. Within the prediction market, volume of Kalshi 16.9, Poly market 32.8. I think Kalshi will gain some traction because they did have some licenses. I think Poly market now have gained some licenses also in America. So we can see that's taken place here. Meme coin trenches is a breakdown from pump.fun, Bonk, DAO, Motorola, Bags, Heaven, Jupiter, and so on and so forth. I actually foresee within the next year or so, this volume will subside. I think we'll probably get down to possibly half. And we will then see more of that inbound flow going towards prediction markets from meme coins and also externally as well. There's a new AI prediction benchmark basically that tests AI models by having them predict real world events. So they're obviously now trying to implement or integrate AI in terms of GPT-5, which is the leading BIRA score and average return metrics. So it gives you a breakdown of these metrics, which shows scores, measures the statistical accuracy of a probabilistic prediction by computing the mean square difference between the prediction and empirical outcome distribution. So it gives you a breakdown of utilizing these various models. What are the results and the rankings based on that, and also the average return. So what people are doing now, they're not just utilizing just manual, just knowledge and looking at the data and the content. They're integrating that within certain AI models to see whether you can be able to have outliers in the market. So this is something to obviously be aware of and actually to look for. Poly market. So we have hashdive.com. They basically are like an analytical company that gives you like a market overview, 24-hour volume, liquidity. It's giving you here updates of. So this is like more like a coin market cap of some sort, right? But specifically focused on the prediction markets. It gives you smart scores here. So it gives you a highlight of the notable traders on Poly market. So you can basically add users' wallet addresses and gives you a breakdown of the most frequent tags and so on and so forth. So this is quite interesting here. It shows you the whales positions. So this is like a cold scan, right? If I bring this up to you with cold scan, we can find this. So this is like a cold scan, like an analytics for meme coins that gives you a breakdown of trades, tokens, leaderboard. But this is essentially for Poly market in here. So these are type of things, tools, things to be aware of and to look out for. Then we also have something called the Pentagon Pizza Index, quite interesting name, which is a theory using late night pizza order spikes near the Pentagon as a predictor of the impending geopolitical events. So it's basically saying that if there's a potential war or some geopolitical event on the horizon, right, then you'll get people within Congress, the politicians that are staying like late, right, to be able to deal with this, urgent situations, and then hence what are they doing? Ordering pizzas. So this is quite interesting. If you take a look at that, if we pull this up here, do not consent, Pentagon Pizza Index. So it gives you like a feed, Domino's pizzas. It gives you extreme pizzas, district pizzas, and then you can break this down based on like content information. So what I do love here, it gives you market intelligence, right, based on what's happening, and this is Poly market bets. So ceasefire, what are the chances, EU sanctions, so on and so forth, and they're really using the intelligence based on pizzas. So is any way as a user, as a trader, that you can have more data, more content that can be able to help you and influence you making decisions? That's where we're going to see this move in a direction. So this is very early, very nascent, but I think for those that want to build things, this is the time to build. Those that want to get involved in the market, now this is the time. Then we have Taiki, well known in Web3. He's been quite heavy in DeFi over the years. He started getting involved in prediction markets. He did a bet on Mr. Beast. He made about 8,200 on that. And then he's also making a bet on Limitless. We will be doing a tutorial about that. So this gives you information on how he made the money, what he's looking at. So these are the time. These are new things that's taking place, so you need to be aware of that. And I'll be really double down on what's happening. We're creating some interesting things in the space. I will be doing a tutorial about that also very soon. So make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll be back to you very soon. Thank you.